Todd Ortiz writes, what's one director-actor combo you'd love to see? I'd love to see Daniel Day-Lewis work with David Fincher.
Oh, that's not a bad one either. I would love to see Steven Spielberg and Michael Fassbender work together. That would be one I would love to see.
Martin Scorsese and Jim Carrey.
That could be iconic.
In a freakish, like, nightmare, like at night
if
kind of
Scorsese
thing.
can work with Sacha Baron Cohen and make him look amazing in a film, why can't he do something like Oscar caliber with Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey is one of the greatest comedians, especially seeing Dumb and Dumber 2. He is one of the greatest comedians living right now. And you forget about that because he's always trying to be serious and like, just stop being serious. Embrace your rubber face. You're amazing. I mean, that's why when I was seeing that movie, I was like, this guy is incredible. Every single little nuance that he does makes me laugh.
Absolutely.
And you forget about that when he's like, I want to be taken seriously. Just cut it out. Someone gave you this gift of a rubber face.
How good just a stand-up he is.
He's incredible.
He's an incredible stand-up comedian. Anyway, Mark.
Yeah, I'm going to take one of my favorite young actors, one of my favorite young directors. I'm going to put Duncan Jones, and I'm going to pair him with Nate Parker. Because Nate Parker is a guy, he was great in Arbitrage. I didn't see Beyond the Lights because it just didn't look like my kind of movie. I don't want to see a romance movie. But Nate Parker has so much talent, and I want to see a director be able to utilize that in something like an action, like a Source Code, something like that, where I really saw another side of Jake Gyllenhaal. I want to see that with Nate Parker.
Speaking of Duncan Jones, how excited are we all for Warcraft?
That's coming out.
Yeah.
Did they move it again, or when is that coming out?
It's in 2016.
Don't worry, I have some leaked footage I can show you guys right after.
That'll at least save us till then. Yeah.
Oh, let's say a couple more really quick.
Right, Glenn Patterson writes, how do actors get paid? Do they get it all at once, or do they get weekly paychecks while on set?
I think, forgive me if I'm wrong with it, but what I believe is they do get a lump sum payment, but then for a lot of actors, they also have like either residuals or back end deals, and that stuff would get paid out over time. So if they're going to get paid like $3 million for the film, they probably just get a check for $3 million. And then if they've got 0.35% of whatever, then that all comes later. But it's probably very unique to the individual contract as well, depending on who the agent is, who the representation is. They all probably like to do it different ways. But since I have never starred in a Paramount picture before, I cannot speak to it in firsthand knowledge.
Well, usually they give you a big bag of drugs, and then you do all those, and they give you some hair follicle stimulants, and they give you a tanning, a personal trainer. You usually never see money. They just keep pumping stuff into your body.
Schnepp, how do they do it? As somebody who's done it in the adult film world, how do they pay you in the adult film world?
Well, under my name, Buffy Jones, in the adult film role. Yeah, like day players.
Buffy Jones.
That's my adult film star name, guy.
He did play Schroeder, but it was not in a high school play.
Yeah. What I'm most known for is anyway,
Jones.
my Buffy
I want
Jones
a Buffy
role.
Jones T-shirt now.
So a day player, you'll get paid like usually by they'll.
Yeah.
So that's just your day rate, and if you're on for one day, then it's just like SAG minimum, or they have the new media rights stuff, which is a lot less. So you do your day player, or you get a week rate. And those are for like the not well-known actors, or the like, character actors, or but like above the line, yeah, they get a big, nice, tasty, giant chunk, and then their manager and agent, they all take their bits and pieces, but it's a big lump sum, and then if you're able to negotiate back end, that's years and years later. But yeah, usually it's like that. It's like a weekly, the checks in the mail type thing. You have to fill all this paperwork out, or you have if you're a bigger role, then that's all handled by your handlers. So.
All right, one last question really quick.
Kyle Kaizu writes, what constitutes a lead role? Patricia Arquette felt like the lead female in Boyhood, but is being discussed as supporting.
I mean, for me, this comes up a lot. Like, this discussion came up really big, actually, with The Fighter, with Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale. And I have, ever since, argued till I was blue in the face that Christian Bale should not have won Best Supporting Actor because he was not a supporting actor. He was a lead in that. Then some people say, well, Mark Wahlberg's lead, movies can't have more than one lead actor. Actually, that's not true. There are several films in history where two guys from the same movie. There's actually one film where three guys from the same movie all got nominated for Best Lead Actor. And then an actress, you had Terms of Endearment, you had the two leads there, both nominated for Best Lead Actor, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I think it's an eye test. Look, if I'm watching a movie and I see a guy is front and center, the guy on the poster, he spends as much screen time or more on screen than anybody, as much or more than anybody else in the film, has as much dialogue, and a good portion of that story revolves around who that guy is. That's your lead actor. And if you can have two leads, clearly two leads. If it's about two of them going at it or whatever, that's fine. Like The Fighter. Those are two guys. The story revolved around both of them. basically the same amount of screen time, basically the same amount of ads, front and center on the poster. Don't tell me one was best lead, but Christian Bale, he can't possibly win best lead actor because Colin Firth is going to win for King's Speech. Therefore, let's just artificially take him and put him in the best supporting actor thing. But there's no science to it, right? It's an eye test for the most part. So, I mean, it's really subjective. Like everything else in film, it's subjective. How do you guys determine it?
Well, I mean, it's like obviously when the studios are campaigning for their, they're doing that selection. They're like, well, we don't want to throw him in the ring with that, so let's shaft him into the supporting role, even though he's a lead, or vice versa. They could try to make a supporting role maybe a lead, but that usually never happens. What do I think about it? It's like, all these awards shows, they really don't have that much weight with me. Ultimately, for me, it's whether I enjoyed the film, I enjoyed the acting or the actresses or actors. I mean, for me, that's what my takeaway is. Like, when that movie comes out, am I going to buy it? Do I want to own it? Do I want to find out more about it? It doesn't matter to me at all what awards they win. Though I will say, like something like Birdman, I'm like that. I'm seeing Ed Norton with a supporting Oscar walking away. Michael Keaton. I think it's going to sweep all the Oscars because I haven't seen a film yet that is that original and amazing, well written, directed incredibly. I mean, it's like it's above the line on everything so far, at least for me. So. It's difficult. Like, I see all these other films, and it's like I enjoyed all of them. Like Dumb and Dumber 2, Big Hero 6, Interstellar. There's something to love about all those films. Am I going to own any of them? Who knows? Should they all win an award? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really a big awards person.
I think as far as the Oscar goes, I think it just comes down to what the theme of the film was. And I think that unless it's cut and dry like Birdman, and Michael Keaton was definitely the lead in that. But that movie's called Birdman, and he was that dude. So look at The Fighter. Mark Wahlberg played the fighter. Even though they were both boxers, that fighter title was referring to Mark Wahlberg's character. Boyhood is not referring to Patricia Arquette's character. So even though she might have the most scenes, it's about boyhood. It's about this kid growing up. He's got a mom who's played by Patricia Arquette, but she's not the focus of that story. She's in it, but she's not the focus of it. So, but I agree with Schnapp. I mean, I don't think that you should be gunning for awards. If you're an actor and actress, you should be gunning for that big bag of drugs that you get after you complete shooting.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.